Hearty welcome to each one of you. Thank you for your introductions, and apologies for the slight delay that we had in coming and arriving here, but I hope the Chairman PRC was here. Let me first of all begin by introducing all three of us who are here. I'm Aniket Talati. I'm the President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. To my left is Sri Ranjit Kumar Agarwal ji, who is the Vice President of the Institute. On 12th of February every year, the Institute elects the President and the Vice President, and this year I was elevated from the post of President to Vice President, and we have Sri Ranjit Kumar Agarwal ji, who hails from Kolkata and from the Eastern region, who is now the Vice President of the Institute. To my right, we have Sri Dr. Sanjeev Singhal ji, who many of you would have interacted because he has been pioneering our sustainability initiatives, and this year he, besides having been the Vice Chairman of the Sustainability and the Auditing and Assurance Standards Board Chairmanship, is also looking after the Public Relations Committee. And thank you, Sanjeev bhai, for organizing this opportunity for us to have this wonderful interaction with the press. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, a statutory body which is established by an Act of Parliament way back on 1st of July 1949, that is the Constituent Assembly of India. Before the enactment of the Constitution, which happened on 26th January 1950, this great institution was given birth by a fiat of Parliament, and 1st July 1949 is revered and celebrated as our Foundation Day and as the CA Day. Since then, we have travelled the journey to today in 2023, and come July 1st, 2023, we will be entering our 75th year of existence. This is truly a milestone moment for the chartered accountancy profession. It is a year in which the country is also celebrating the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which began in its 75th year and has been continuing in the next year also. And to coincide with the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the Institute from July 1, 2023 will also have an extensive, I would say, reach out programs and recognition of the fact that the profession is turning 75 and that we will be celebrating the 75th Foundation Day on July 1. The Institute from July 1, 1949 till today has grown leaps and bounds in terms of not just the membership, the student strength, but it has also grown in terms of our physical infrastructure. Today we proudly have 178 branches of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the most recent one being established in the city of Gandhinagar, which is the capital of Gujarat, and very soon we will be having physical infrastructure in that branch also. The new managing committee there has been incorporated. The Institute, ladies and gentlemen, functions through 5 regional councils, which is North, South, East and West, and then the Central region. The headquarters of them are in Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai and Kanpur. So besides the 5 regional councils, we have our presence in 178 cities through our branches, and in over 125 cities through study circles, study chapters and CPE study groups. So today the presence of the Institute in India is probably across the length and breadth. But what is also heartening to see that over these years, we have expanded to 77 cities globally in almost 49 countries of the world. So we are there in North America, in Europe, in the Middle East, in Australia, in Australasia, in Southeast Asia, in Africa, in all parts of the world. And our membership strength has been growing. Today, not only our members are present in these cities, but in the Institute and through its members, we are truly a global accounting body. The accountants in India are servicing not just the accounting requirements of India, but today chartered accountants fulfill the accounting requirements of the finance and accounting world throughout the globe. In terms of the role of the Institute, I will very briefly touch upon some important aspects which the Institute has been dealing with, and I would request your indulgence and make sure that this message and this role that the Institute plays also gets conveyed to the public at large. This year, ICI has decided to associate itself in the B20, which is part of the G20. We are all aware that India holds the presidency of G20 through 30th November of this year. And in this great year of the presidency of India in G20, B20 is a very important dialogue forum within the G20. It stands for Business 20, and within the Business 20, the B20 forum, ICI has engaged itself as the prime partner. The role of the institute is not just going to be partnering in the events that happen on the B20 front. It may be for businesses, for CFOs, for finance function, but also on the sustainability side, where a lot of discussions are happening within the G20 nations. ICI is going to play a very important role as the prime partner to support the government's dream of making India a Vishwadguru. With relation to other initiatives of the institute, I'm very happy to state that yes, whenever there have been technological enhancements that the government has done, and any technological enhancement, as you all may be aware, will have its set of challenges. It may be the implementation of GST through the GST network, which initially saw a lot of disruption, but the institute raised its hand and was always there to partner in the smooth implementation of the GST network. Similarly, the income tax portal, when it was revamped, there were challenges. You would have all seen there were certain challenges that the taxpayers were facing, the tax professionals were facing, but Institute also on that front made sure that we can partner with the government, as we proudly call ourselves partners in nation building, a tag which is not developed by us but has been bestowed on the Institute by none other than past President of India, APJ Abdul Kalam ji, who said that the Institute and Chartered Accountants are partners in nation building. And in this earnest, with the GST network, with the Income Tax Department network, and now with the MCA V3 portal, which has recently taken up the companies form also, the Institute is working very closely with the MCA. We are organizing open house discussions. There are helplines which the Institute is running to facilitate users, new business users, professionals, to help them navigate through certain understanding issues that may arise when you migrate to a new portal. We also make sure that first-hand support is given to our members. Happy to state that more than 16 webinars, where more than 22,000 people participated, have already been conducted on the MCA portal itself. So whenever there is a technological advancement, we ourselves through the Institute, having done a digital transformation journey, where we were paper-based institute pre-COVID, and just 1 year prior to COVID, that is in 2019, we adopted the self-service portal or the SSP, which has digitally transformed the Institute, and also the e-learning through Digital Learning Hub. We ourselves, having gone through the journey of digitalization, have tried to partner with the government in its journey of digitalization, made by the GSTN, the Income Tax Portal, or now the MCA paper. We are also, as the Institute, part of the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code Committee, and there too our submissions have been given to the MCA. I'm happy to state that in the GST front, the Institute over the past 1 year has conducted programs with more than 20 different states of this country. And there what has been done is the sales tax, the hitherto sales tax or VAT officers of the state government, who now belong to the state GST cadre. Training has been provided to these state GST officials on the intricacies of GST law, on various practical issues that are being faced by practitioners, and also upgradation of their knowledge and skill sets by top faculties who are dealing in GST. We have done various MOUs with various state departments for this, and the most recent one being with the State Taxes Department of Goa. In Jammu and Kashmir, which is a very important focus area for the government and also for the Institute, collaboration has been done by ICI in the form of a unique event which was called and titled Kartavya, a tax awareness program for taxpayers, which had close to 500 officers of the State Taxes Department J&K, drawing and disbursing officers, taxpayers, chartered accountants, representatives of trade associations and other professionals. And here too the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of the state of Jammu and Kashmir was there, and along in his presence, the Institute was present in this very important session to drive up the awareness with regards to the state GST and the requirement there being of UT GST, because it's a union territory, of how revenue can be shored up and more importantly the compliance can be increased. We also have an MOU with the government of Tamil Nadu recently signed for knowledge transfer and skill development of treasuries, accounts and finance department, because these accounting and treasuries manual have not been revised for decades, and now the Institute is partnering with the government of Tamil Nadu to have a knowledge transfer and skill development exercise. What is being also planned this year, with the cooperatives ministry being created a few years ago, and now a bill which is in the parliament to amend the multi-state cooperatives. The institute will be organizing a national cooperative interactive meet sometime in the month of May 2023, where we will try and involve all the stakeholders in ensuring that the national cooperation policy and the government's motto of सहकर, the सहकर or the cooperative movement becomes popular. That we want to ensure that Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and our members play an important role in having the cooperative movement being successful across the country. With regards to the role in partner in nation building, like I said, these very important aspects that the institute has been doing. Recently, I can share with you that recognizing the role of the institute, having successfully conducted the World Congress, recognizing the sheer skills of our chartered accountants. We have MOUs, MRAs with various countries, where depending on the MOU or MRA, the member appears for 1 or 2 papers and is given the membership of that institution. But recently, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Singapore, there too they have given recognition to the institute, where members who are residing in Singapore for more than 6 months are now directly admitted as associate members of ISCA, which is the Institute of Singapore Chartered Accountants. With regards to our functions as the regulator of CA profession, because the institute, ladies and gentlemen, performs various functions. We are partnering in nation building through all these activities like I mentioned. It may be the working with the ministry, the MOUs, the GST department or other aspects. We are a regulator because we are the regulator of the chartered accountancy profession. In fact, the preface of the Chartered Accountants Act says that it is a body incorporated to regulate the profession of chartered accountancy and also for the development of the profession. So partnering in nation building, we are a regulator par excellence, we are a world-class educator, we have a global presence, we have technical and digital initiatives, sustainability, and of course a lot of initiatives that we do for our students and members. So having touched upon the partner in nation building, let me mention to you that UDIN, a very important initiative, and here we have our Honorable Vice President with us, who was responsible for conceptualization and implementation of this very important initiative of the institute known as UDIN, UDIN, Unique Document Identification Number. And my request to all our friends from the media is, please try and popularize this concept, because even today, when we meet at various locations with various departments, various representatives, the awareness of UDIN is not as prevalent. And what is UDIN? It used to happen that when banks, when other financial institutions, even visa officers for example, before granting visa wanted to know net worth of a person, wanted to get certification on certain aspects, or even financial statements that had to be certified under the Companies Act or the Income Tax Act. We used to have our signature and our seal to ensure that it has been done by a chartered accountant. But what was noticed by the institute was that certain unscrupulous elements in the society, who are in fact not chartered accountants, were posing themselves to be chartered accountants and issuing fake certificates and fake attestation functions. And to curb this menace, the concept of UDIN was introduced. Today we are in the 4th year of its implementation, and let me share with you that more than 5 crore, almost close to 5 crore UDINs have been generated so far. UDIN is nothing but a unique document identification number. So before certifying any document and attesting a document, what the chartered accountant does is, along with his signature, along with his membership number, his firm registration number and his stamp and seal, he puts a unique 18-digit number of the UDIN on the financial statements or the certificate. And a third party or a user of those financial statements or certificate can go to our UDIN portal free of cost and verify whether this is a genuine certificate, or somebody has just forged the signature, somebody has just put a random seal and stamp, or whether somebody has gone ahead and, in today's world you are all aware with so easy changes in PDFs and other formats, whether somebody has just changed the numbers and misrepresented the original certificate of the chartered accountant. So for this, UDIN has been a very important initiative, where we now have an API which we do with the income tax department, so all the tax audits compulsory carry a UDIN. Recently, the governing board of NBAA, that is the National Board of Accountants and Auditors of Tanzania, they visited the institute, and the ICI has helped develop this concept in a lot of the SAFA nations, and now in Africa and other developing nations. where they also face such menace, because such challenges are not unique to India. When you have a professional qualification which is difficult to get, and there are always unscrupulous elements who want false certification, there are various countries who are looking up to India and ICI to provide this solution, and we have done MOUs with various agencies and also provided our important support to various countries who are looking to implement UDINs. As of 12th April 2023, the number of UDINs generated is close to 4 crore 90 lakhs. So like I mentioned, almost 5 crore UDINs have so far been generated. A very important aspect also of what the institute is doing in terms of our role as a regulator of the CA profession is that we have a standard setting function. Today the institute prescribes accounting standards, accounting standard frames, of course, submits to NFRA, and then they are notified by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. But we are the creator of the accounting standards, the auditing standards, ethical standards, internal audit standards, and valuation standards. But now the institute has also come up with a very important concept of forensic accounting and investigation standards. In today's world, we are seeing that audits are important, assurance function, which was traditionally always done by chartered accountants, is important, but forensics is taking over as a very important aspect, in various banks, various financial institutions, and even boards suo moto are now getting forensics done because they have certain doubts about the integrity of the financial information which the board may be receiving from the company, and therefore forensic investigations are done. And for this, full-fledged forensic accounting investigation standards have been established. What is also very important when we do audit is the quality of audit, and realizing the importance of audit quality, the Center of Audit Quality has been established by this institute, and from 1st of April 2023, we have mandated AQMM, that is Audit Quality Maturity Model, for all firms. And once they come on the Audit Quality Maturity Model and determine their level, we will also have this AQMM being peer reviewed by our peer reviewer, and each firm is expected to have a certain minimum level of documentation based on which it will achieve the levels in the AQMM. So very important step being taken to improve the audit quality within the Education Summit for Commerce and Accountancy, where curriculum of not just 11th and 12th standard but colleges which are dealing in accounting and commerce, that can be established. And today we have 111 universities through which we have different MOUs and collaborations with 7 IIMs and 2 IITs which recognize CA qualification for registration in the PhD program. Also, the role of the institute in ensuring that the smooth conduct of the examination and delivering best quality education to our students is being done through digital means, where we do virtual classes free of cost for all our students. Our student strength today is in excess of 7.5 lakh students, and close to 3,70,000 chartered accountants is our strength. So to keep them updated, we use technology. In terms of our global forays, we are proud to have 45 foreign chapters and 33 representative offices. Like I said at the beginning, 78 cities covering 47 countries. And we have mutual recognition agreements with all the major accounting bodies, CPA Canada, CPA Australia, C Australia, New Zealand, Icai, that is South Africa, CPA Ireland, Chartered Accountants of England and Wales, MICP and ICA Nepal. We have 15 bilateral cooperation agreements also. And very happy to share with you that increasing our global footprint, we have now proposed in the new curriculum a global profession of chartered accountancy. That is to say, ICI's curriculum will now be taken global, and not just students of commerce in India, but students across the world will be able to pursue the course of chartered accountancy. And to spread awareness about this, the institute is now no longer looking inward, but has decided to go global and is going to be a very important player in the Africa Congress of Accountants, which is to be held in May. There we have speaking slots where the representatives from ICI will be speaking. We will also be showcasing and exhibiting the Indian Chartered Accountancy profession and the course curriculum. Those numbers together, in the case of the institute, we cross 11 lakh members and students. And I'm very delighted to mention to you, considering 11 lakh members and students, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is the largest accounting body in the world in terms of members and student strength. This is the kind of growing attraction that people have towards the course. This is the kind of quality that we have been able to maintain. This is the kind of partnering in nation building that we have done over the years. We are a regulator, we are an educator, we are upbeat in terms of the digital and technological initiatives, and now we are talking about sustainability and social audit, which are also very important aspects when we look about all-round growth and development of our planet. Thank you very much.